Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart is a chilling tale of psychological horror. It plunges into the depths of madness and guilt. The story follows an unnamed narrator driven to murder by an irrational obsession. The narrator's descent into madness is central to the story. We witness his gradual unraveling as his obsession consumes him. Poe masterfully builds suspense, keeping the reader on edge. He achieves this through vivid imagery and a focus on the narrator's disturbed psyche. The story is a haunting exploration of the dark side of the human mind. It reminds us that true horror often lies within. The story unfolds entirely from the perspective of the narrator. He is desperate to convince us of his sanity, yet his actions and thoughts betray a mind teetering on the brink. The narrator's unreliability is crucial to the story's impact. Poe masterfully uses this technique to create suspense and uncertainty. We question his every word, unsure of what is real and what is a figment of his imagination. This deliberate ambiguity draws us deeper into the narrator's disturbed world. We become both observer and jury, left to decipher the truth from the tangled web of his madness. The old man's vulture eye becomes the focal point of the narrator's obsession. This seemingly insignificant physical characteristic transforms into a source of immense terror and paranoia. The eye represents everything the narrator perceives as wrong. It becomes a symbol of his own internal struggles. The narrator's fixation on the eye reveals the depth of his madness. It highlights the power of our perceptions to shape our reality. What begins as a mild annoyance escalates into an all-consuming fear. This transformation emphasizes the fragility of the human psyche. It shows how easily our minds can distort reality and drive us to extreme actions. Guilt and paranoia are the twin engines driving the plot of The Telltale Heart. Edgar Allan Poe crafts a narrative that delves deep into the human psyche, exploring the devastating effects of guilt on the mind. The story is a chilling exploration of how one's conscience can become an unbearable burden. The narrator is tormented by his own actions. His mental state deteriorates as he becomes increasingly obsessed with the crime he has committed. The weight of his guilt is palpable, and it begins to consume him from the inside out. His guilt manifests in the imagined sound of the old man's beating heart. This auditory hallucination is a powerful symbol of his overwhelming remorse and the inescapable nature of his guilt. This phantom heartbeat serves as a constant reminder of his crime. It is relentless, echoing in his mind and growing louder with each passing moment, driving him to the brink of madness. Paranoia further tightens its grip on the narrator's mind. He becomes increasingly irrational, convinced that others can hear the heartbeat too, and that they are aware of his guilt. He becomes convinced that his secret is about to be exposed. The fear of discovery looms large, and he is unable to escape the feeling that he is being watched and judged. The walls seem to close in on him, amplifying his fear and pushing him closer to the edge. The claustrophobic setting intensifies his sense of dread, making it feel as though there is no escape from his own mind. Poe masterfully uses these psychological elements to create a palpable sense of dread. The story is a testament to his ability to tap into the darkest corners of the human mind and bring those fears to life on the page. The reader is drawn into the narrator's downward spiral, experiencing his torment firsthand. Poe's immersive portrayal of the narrator's psychological descent makes the horror feel all too real, leaving a lasting impression on anyone who dares to read it.
The murder of the old man is a gruesome act fueled by madness.
The narrator describes his actions with a chilling detachment. His meticulous planning and cold-blooded execution highlight the depth of his insanity. Yet, even in the aftermath of the murder, the narrator's guilt and paranoia intensify.
The once silent heartbeat now throbs in his ears, louder than ever.
He becomes convinced that the policemen are aware of his crime. Their casual conversation drives him to the brink of confessing. This scene showcases the devastating power of guilt.
It shows how it can consume our thoughts and drive us to self-destruction.
The sound of the beating heart is the most potent symbol in the story. It is not just a simple sound, it is a manifestation of the narrator's deepest fears and anxieties. It represents the narrator's guilt and his descent into madness. Each thump of the heart is a reminder of the heinous act he has committed, and it gnaws at his conscience relentlessly. The heartbeat, real or imagined, serves as a constant reminder of his crime. It is as if the very essence of his guilt has taken on a life of its own, haunting him day and night. It becomes an unbearable torment that drives him to confess. The incessant pounding grows louder and more insistent, echoing in his mind until he can no longer bear the weight of his secret. The escalating volume of the heartbeat mirrors the narrator's crumbling sanity. As his grip on reality weakens, the sound becomes more oppressive, a relentless force that he cannot escape. It underscores the psychological torment he endures. The heartbeat is not just a sound, it is a symbol of his inner turmoil, a constant reminder of the darkness within him. Poe uses this auditory hallucination to blur the lines between reality and delusion. The reader is drawn into the narrator's fractured mind, experiencing his descent into madness firsthand. This leaves the reader questioning the narrator's sanity. Is the heartbeat real, or is it a figment of his tortured imagination? The ambiguity adds to the story's haunting atmosphere. The symbolism of the heartbeat extends beyond the narrator's personal experience. It taps into a universal fear, the fear of being consumed by our own guilt and inner demons. It speaks to the universal human experience of guilt and the struggle to suppress our inner demons. The heartbeat is a reminder that no matter how hard we try to hide our sins, they will always find a way to surface, demanding to be acknowledged. The Telltale Heart shares thematic elements with other works of classic horror literature. These stories delve into the macabre and the mysterious, drawing readers into a world where the line between reality and the supernatural is often blurred. The exploration of guilt, paranoia, and the dark side of the human psyche are recurring motifs. These themes are not just confined to the pages of books, but also reflect the complexities of human emotions and the struggles we face in our own lives. Like the characters in Poe's other works, such as The Raven and The Fall of the House of Usher, the narrator is haunted by his past. The weight of previous actions and the relentless grip of memory create a suffocating atmosphere that is both terrifying and captivating. He is ultimately consumed by his own inner demons. This descent into madness is a powerful reminder of how fragile the human mind can be when faced with overwhelming guilt and fear. This theme of internal darkness resonates with readers, reminding us that true horror often originates from within. It is the unseen battles, the silent struggles, and the hidden fears that can be the most terrifying. These stories tap into our deepest fears, forcing us to confront the unsettling possibilities that lie beneath the surface of our everyday lives. They challenge us to look beyond the mundane and question the unknown, making us realize that sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create in our minds. The Telltale Heart remains a timeless masterpiece of horror literature. Its exploration of guilt, madness, and the fragility of the human psyche continues to resonate with readers today. Poe's masterful use of language, imagery, and psychological realism creates a truly unsettling reading experience. The story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that resides within us all. It forces us to confront the unsettling possibilities of the human mind and the consequences of our actions. The Telltale Heart stands as a testament to the enduring power of horror to expose the darkest corners of the human experience.